diversity of our student population and our faculty and staff. But despite these differences, our level of learning is a running thread that is truly connected and brings us all together. UMBC stays committed to inclusion, social justice, diversity, and freedom of expression, which in this day and age is so important. We've had students go on and become delegates, pro baseball players and soccer players, Associated Press reporters, composers and Hollywood directors, and even the voice of Jessica Rabbit, believe it or not. All this, and we're just turning 50. Give it a round of applause. Happy birthday, UMBC. We just turned 50. So, to tell you more about this incredible place and this incredible opportunity, I'm going to miss dearly. I'm introducing Dale Bininger. He is the Assistant Provost of Undergraduate Admissions. Dale Bininger.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wonderful. My name is Dale Bininger. I'm Assistant Vice Provost for Undergraduate Admissions and Oriented Education. Welcome to New Student Day. UMBC. This year we had a record number of applicants, so you should be so proud of your accomplishments. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Students, we also know this has been a 12, 13-year journey to get to this point, but you could not have done it without the support of your family members and friends who are here today so much because of their efforts. So give them a big round of applause. This is not a golf map for family members. Give them a great round of applause. I want you to know that you will be joining a university that has received such national accolades, and you'll hear a lot about those throughout the day. But what I really want to focus on for a brief minute is what does that mean for you? It means you're going to be working hard. It means you're going to do a lot of learning. And it means you might even be a little bit tired. But it also means what is so important that you'll hear throughout the day is you have grit. And that is that perseverance, the determination, the ability to see things through. So that would be a theme throughout the day, the importance of grit on our campus. But it also means that you'll discover your passions, you'll genuinely become excited about learning, and you'll view the world differently, just as you heard Emily say. Whether it's the engineer who works as the engineer who looks at the world through the social lens of what they've accomplished, or the artist who understands technology behind what they're doing. This is what it means to be an honors university. It means taking you, when you come in, we all know you have stellar academic credentials here, and when you leave here, you're going to be here. And that's really what the work of the university is about. So I hope that you will use today to learn more about us. That you will submit your enrollment deposits by May 1. Yes, I'm just negotiating this. That's an important message that you need to convey. But I hope that most importantly, you will listen to our stories today. We are often tasked, I think, in admissions with having people think we need to check boxes. The reality is, it should be a holistic process where you understand where your interests lie and how the university you'll be attending will help you with that. And we can best do that by telling our stories. And I believe in our stories here at UMBC so much. The best storyteller of all, the person who leads our campus, is our president, Dr. Freeman Hrabowski. So it's my pleasure at this point in time to introduce him. Dr. Hrabowski.
Good morning. Good morning again. Young people, students, we are so proud of you, you and your families. For many of your families and your parents, today is one of those days where we say dreams fulfilled. Many of your parents can remember when they graduated from college. And who would know a few years later their kids would be getting ready to come to college. How many of you students are excited about going to college? Let me see your hands. And how many of you keep your rooms clean at home? Others are looking to see what you say. about midterm, nobody laughs. Now, I want you to, students, look at the student to your left, look at the student to your right. Your parents remember that when they were in college, the dean then said, one of you will not graduate. Well, that's not what we say. One more time, look at the student to your left, look at the student to your right. Our goal is to make sure all three of you graduate. If you don't, we fail, and we don't plan to fail. Give us a round of applause. I'm going to have a few words for you, but I want to introduce, we go through all kinds of competitions, just as you're deciding on colleges. So many of our students have gotten offers from jobs. And by the way, parents, if your son or daughter comes to UMBC and takes our advice, we promise you that when they graduate, they will not have to come home and live with you. I always laugh because the parents get very excited and the kids going, what? That's my room. No, that's not your room. They have plans for that room, all right? They do not want grown people living in their home. Our goal is to help you get your job. You're not involved. Get your job. Get your job. You're going to hear about mock trial. We just made #1 in the Mid-Atlantic region for cyber defense. Give us a big round of applause for that. We will be competing in Texas in the next 2 weeks, and we are very confident that we're going to do really well in the cyber competition. But I wanted to mention our basketball coach just became national coach, first year coach of the year. Give Coach Jordan a round of applause. You are the last group of new students to be in this facility. When you go around the room, you'll see our new event center. Next year, new students will be there. And quite frankly, you will be graduating in a nice new event center. Give yourself a hand for graduating already. And now I'm going to ask one of our most successful coaches to come up for a minute. We are all about academics, but we'd like for you to know about some of the other things we do. This is one of the most academic teams in the country. Chad Bradwell, you come up. Give our swinging and diving team a round of applause, please.
I'd like to welcome you all to UMBC. I'm not sure if everyone else remembers, but I actually went to school here. I'm from Canada, and got a scholarship and had a great opportunity. And I'm fortunate enough to work at the school I love so much. But in '97, I spoke at this event. And there was about 25% of the people. We only had chairs in the front. We didn't really call them teachers. So it's so awesome to see so many people here today. So thanks for being with us. It's so often in an Olympic sport like swimming and diving that we have an opportunity to brag about ourselves. So we're going to take a few minutes to brag about ourselves. This year, our men and women were both champions. So our women were American East champions, and our men were the CCSA, which is Coastal Collegiate Sports Association champions. I think what we're most proud of is our academics. So both men and women's programs are academic All-Americans. Our men's team GPA is a 3.1, and our women's is a 3.4, which is one of the top in the nation. We had 10 4.0 last semester. We had 49 of them over 3.0. We have 3 Meyerhoff scholars. So here are Meyerhoff with your hand. We have 1 Center for Women in Technology scholar. We have 1 Sondheim scholar. We have 5 of our athletes are in honor scholars. And we have 1 that just received the Arthur Ashe Scholarship Award. Put up your hand if you can see that. This year, our women's team was the highest individual program in the nation. We finished 24th in the nation at the NCAA Championships just a few weeks ago.
That's top 25, y'all.
And our coaching staff was named coaching staff of the year. Holding our trophies, Hannah, she's from Canada, and tonight in the 200-free final. She just broke the national record 3 days ago in the 400 free, and she won gold in 800 free. Both of Fina Bicas have qualified for the World Championships, which are coming up this summer. On Wednesday, I returned home from Copenhagen with 2 of our athletes. The first is Nikola Trajkovic is from Serbia. He finished second at the Danish Open at the 400 IM. But what's interesting about it is his time is 8 seconds faster than any other swimmer in the nation. His time is 6th all time for Serbian swimming. Alexander Cleves, who's actually Danish, but grew up in Columbia, Maryland. He won the Tour de France, the Danish Open champion with Fina Bicas as well. Fina is the highest governing body for the world. And so let's do a great big hand for our Danish national champion. And to sort of put us on the map, top 24 in the nation is Emily Escobedo. She comes from New York. She was the ACC Swimmer of the Year. She finished 3rd in the nation. Only 2 schools beat us, Indiana and Minnesota, in the 200 breaststroke. She finished 9th in the 200, 9th in the 100 breast, and 12th in the 200 IM. That's Emily Escobedo, really proud. What's most important to us is we're proud of what our athletes do after they graduate. They're either they go right into jobs or they are in graduate school. And so let's do a very big hand for our student diving program. Thank you, and have a great day.
The team is now going to steady. Go give them a round of applause. One of the 2 points that I want you to take from that, one, that we have scholar athletes. 2, people come from all over the world. We have students from over 100 countries. This is significant because we want to prepare UMBC students to live with, to understand the importance of humankind, and the notion that the more we know about people from around the world, the greater the chance of peace for the world. Give your round of applause. That is of the world and of the future. Some of you saw the Good Morning America piece this week that showed that some companies are now giving employees a chance to have a chip placed in their hand so that they won't have to use a card and they can open a door or swipe something with their hand. More and more you will see in the world people using chips in very different ways. Now, for 28th century people, it's very frightening. Well, it should be a concern to all of us, but it is the future. We will be seeing more and more connecting of technology and human beings. And when somebody says, well, if there's a chip in their hand, people can follow me. How many of you have a cell phone here today? People are already following you, whether you know it or not. As long as you have the technology, people can follow what you do. We have places on this campus because we are very tied to the National Security Agency, to the intelligence community, very proud to be representing our country. But there are smart rooms, so when you walk into the room, if you have a credit card, the room will talk to you as if this is your best friend. And the future will be just that. You'll be talking about smart clothes, you'll be talking about technologies embedded in us. One of our graduates, who is a professor in neuroengineering at Duke, tells me the time will come, in the not-too-distant future, when we'll have chips implanted in our brains, and I'll be able to talk to all of you without moving my mouth. Just person to person, as strange as that might sound. And when I said that doesn't seem possible, he said, well, your grandparents couldn't imagine that people could be in different rooms around the world and using one device called the telephone, they could talk to each other. He said you're going to be removing the middle instrument, the telephone, and simply have the sensors in your brain. Now, for your parents, it's really scary. For some of you, it's exciting. Why do I tell you all of this? Everyone in here, whether you're majoring in the arts, technology, or in science, humanities, will have to come to understand the importance technology in our world. So to put it in perspective, humanities, social sciences, and the arts will be more important than ever. Give a round of applause for the humanities, social sciences, and the arts. And the key here is we will be helping you to get that broad education, while many of you will be in the STEM areas, others will not. And so you might say, well, where are the graduates now? Well, the president of Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab has his PhD from here in front of our graduates. Give him a round of applause. The head of data science for all of the Hopkins APL is the UMBC graduate. Round of applause. The president of Princeton University sends for me on his private jet from Princeton. Give him a big round of applause. And just so you know, the UMBC president has a jet also. It's called Southwest. Give me a round of applause. It's not about who's smart and who's not. All of you are high achievers. You wouldn't be here if you were not. The word we want you to remember is grit. When you go back out, you'll see our Chesapeake Bay Retriever, the statue. Make sure you rub his nose. It's always good for good luck, but it also inspires you. We say that dog's name is True Grit. And the idea is this. There are always people who may be able to learn even faster than one person or another. But what makes the difference will be the resilience, the ability to get back up when you get knocked out, because we all sometimes don't do as well. The willingness to work as hard as possible, a willingness to work with other people, and never, never, never giving up. This is a place where people are learning all the time. We want you to come to college and have fun, but we want you to prepare to lead. You will be leaders in the world. You're older than you think you are, young people. Your folks know that already. Believe it or not, my youngest freshman was 9 years old. We have a large number of kids who finished Calvin Seamers, more than 13 homeschool kids who are here. But that's not what is important. What's important is that you work to be the best that you can be, and that you prepare to know how to work with people from anywhere. We are so delighted to be here. Believe it or not, I'm on my way on Southwest to speak at University of Florida, where our graduate is the chair of biology. Welcome to the House of Grit. Thank you all.
All right. Next, I am going to introduce two student speakers. But before I do that, a little bit more about my UMBC journey. My name is Emily. And it's hard to give you guys a little bit about my journey. It's such a challenge because I don't even know where to start. Do I start with the grant funding awarded to me through the university in order to make web series and all the creative projects I've been able to make? Or do I talk to you guys about the countless trips I've been able to go on to shows and museums in cities all across this country with the Linehan Artist Scholars? Any Linehans in the house? Anybody? Oh, over there! Give it up for the Scholars programs. We have amazing Scholars programs. But I decided I'll give you guys some highlights from each year. My freshman year, I made a film called Future Children, and at Campus Movie Fest on campus, I was awarded Best Actor and Director, and I got to screen it with a Q&A out in Hollywood with my family in Universal Studio City. Thank you. My sophomore year, I was the president of the Critical Social Justice Student Alliance on campus, where we set up organizing and volunteering opportunities connecting our UMBC campus with those most in need in Baltimore City. I was also awarded grant money from the URA and the Linehan Artist Summer Research Grant in order to make a web series called Marylandia. That's kind of a comedy, sketch comedy about the state that we all love so much. I was also a social media intern for Student Life, which was a whole lot of fun. My junior year, I was a Success Program film teacher, an IRC intern, which the IRC is the Imaging Research Center we have on campus, a tour guide for the Visual lunch that was kind of a party and a celebration of the arts, and I got to see my favorite First Lady of all time, Michelle Obama, speak in the flesh, I know, and she was talking about the importance of art. I was blown away. It was really, truly amazing. I put on a Bell Foundry campaign for evicted artists in the city, many of whom are friends of mine. I didn't know how to make a difference, and then I really reflected on the spirit of UMBC. I created a GoFundMe and ended up raising $21,000 for my friends. And I was also featured on MTVU in order to talk about what feminism on college campuses means, and you guys are probably wondering now, well, what's next? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's next just that happened in this field, because I don't have time to tell you what's next in general. As of yesterday, I received my first sponsorship through a well-known beverage brand. It wasn't Pepsi. In order to direct a documentary about DIY musicians in Baltimore and community organizers in Baltimore, which I will film this summer, and you guys can even watch after the summer. Today I'm booking a plane ticket for a month-long trip to Africa, where I plan on doing a VR virtual reality photography project in South Africa and Swaziland. UMBC gave me the nurturing atmosphere to learn, make mistakes, try again, and a grit that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Now, to give you guys some more student stories and experience, I'm introducing students Dylan Elliott, Brandon Enriquez, and Hannah Corgos. Again, I want to congratulate all of you on your acceptance, your graduation, and once more, I want to give you guys a round of applause. You did it, you're here, and thank you.
My name is Hannah Corgos, and I'll be graduating tonight with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. I would like to begin with a question. How many of you sitting here have no idea what you want to do when you grow up? Parents, teenagers, parents, too. Alright, a lot of you. Neither did I when I was a child. When I was asked that, growing up, my answer was always the same. I'm going to be a famous artist. My mom said she knew that wasn't going to happen. The day I brought home from school, a roll of toilet paper with string taped to it, and I called it art. My dreams of being an artist changed when I was in middle school, when I repaired my first car engine. Not something too many 12-year-olds can say that they've done. That's when I decided that I was going to work with cars. Last summer in high school, I decided that I wanted to attend UMBC the first time that I stepped foot on campus. But what would I major in? At the time, I was still working with cars, but it was more of just a hobby, and not really something I wanted to pursue a career in. I considered being a double major in math and physics, but that didn't seem quite like the right fit for me. I grew up on Eastern Shore, and Eastern Shore people here? Couple? Awesome. I grew up on Eastern Shore watching launches at NASA Wildlife Island, and I decided after a lot of Googling, I was going to be an aerospace engineer, and I was going to launch things into space. So finishing up high school, I was accepted into UMBC in our scholarship program with the Center for Women in Technology, frequently referred to as COIT, and I had decided on majoring in mechanical engineering. I had a major, I had a scholarship, and I had a future career plan. I thought I was set. But the transition to UMBC was a lot harder than I anticipated. I went to a very small high school, and suddenly there were more than 2 hallways, and I didn't know everything about everyone that was all around me. Quite a change. I was scared to do anything that went outside of my comfort zone, such as asking questions in class, attending my professor's office hours, and really just speaking out in front of people that I didn't know. I wasn't really involved on campus outside of the minimal requirements for my scholarship program. This is not at all the first time today. Now, I spend so much time in my professor's offices that I swear I don't want to give me out of time. 25 freshman engineering students and student council meetings. Throughout my junior year, I developed a love for teaching and helping others, and I improved my communication skills and my overall confidence. Now, in my 5th year of teen, by the exact same class, I am the head TA, something I never would have even thought about being as a freshman. As my confidence continued to improve, I began to attend networking events to improve my professional skills, which helped me land an internship at Stanley Black & Decker for the summer after my junior year. One day during my internship, it just hit me. I knew my professors were always encouraging me to step outside my comfort zone. Although what I was doing at my internship and everyone there was believing in me, I wasn't afraid anymore. UPC had provided me with everything I needed to succeed at my internship. And not only that, I discovered that I was interested in product development. As my internship came to a close, I saw everything I had worked for slowly coming together. That's the uncovered. At the beginning of my senior year, that initial question I asked you was again very relevant. What do you want to be when you grow up? So after interviewing with 7 different companies, I made my final decision last October. I'm very excited to say that after graduation, I'll be moving to Michigan to work for Ford Motor Company as an electrified powertrain engineer in the Ford College Graduate Program. So it turns out, 12-year-old me was ready. I did want to work with cars. It just took me like 10 years to figure that one out. I went from wanting to work with cars to wanting to be an aerospace engineer, to wanting a PhD and to do research, to having absolutely no idea, to the realization that I want to work with product development, to back to wanting to work with cars. So what I want to say to you is that it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. College has resources to help you figure that out, but it's up to you to take advantage of them. I would not be standing here today talking to you if not for my mentors. So I highly encourage all of you to get to know your professors and take advantage of all that UBC has to offer. So to close, I want to wish you all the very best luck in the next 4 years and beyond. And remember, your professors are nowhere near as scary as they all seem on day one. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. My name is Dylan Elliott, and I'm a senior studying history and legal policy here at UBC. I'm a member of both the Honors College and the Humanities College program, and I'm very excited this morning to be here with you. I was asked to tell you my UBC story, and that's really the story of the people I've met and the experiences I've had here at UBC. I'm going to tell you about those, and I'm going to explain how UBC has shaped me. When I first came to UBC as a freshman, I didn't know what to expect. I'm originally from Southern Maryland, Broward County. Anybody's from Southern Maryland? Excellent. Glad you made the trip. You'll understand what I say then when I tell you that there's a lot more trees and a lot more fields than there is here. There's a lot to speak of. So it was a lot at first when I first got here. I was meeting a lot of people very quickly at UBC, from all racial, religious, socioeconomic, and even national backgrounds. It was intimidating at first, but I quickly realized how great that really was for me. I've learned so much about the world just from going to school here and meeting all the people that are here as well. I knew I wanted to get involved when I first came here. I felt like in high school there wasn't much of a chance to really become embedded in the community, and I knew that was something I wanted to change in college. Because I was a student in the Honors College and the Humanities College program, I had access to fantastic and welcoming communities from the very first minute I got here. But I was determined to push my own boundaries and explore the wider campus community as well. I'm studying history, but my plan is to attend law school and become a lawyer. Over the last several months, I've been going through the law school admissions process, which mirrors the college admissions process all of you are just wrapping up now. I'm happy to say that I was accepted into 6 law schools. And I was receive scholarships from all 6. So it was a hard decision choosing between schools such as Temple University, the University of Maryland, William & Mary, and the University of Richmond. But I'm happy to say that next fall I will be a 1L first-year law school student at the University of Maryland. But when I first arrived at UBC, I wasn't sure what I wanted to study history, get a PhD, or I wanted to go to law school. The classes I took helped me figure this out, but so did my involvement on campus. As a freshman, I joined UBC's on-trial program. I fell in love with it. This is my 4th year in the program, and as the president, I'm beyond proud of my program. This year was the winning season in UBC's history. We attended more tournaments, earned more individual awards, and won more trials than ever before. In the playoffs, both of our teams advanced to the second round, which is a big deal. Our B team made to the second round for the first time ever, and our A team made to the second round for the 3rd year in a row. To put that in perspective, approximately 650 teams compete in the playoffs across the country, but only 192 get to make it to the second round of playoffs. And that's exciting, don't get me wrong, but our season isn't over yet. 2 weekends ago, we competed in the second round of the playoffs, and I'm very, very proud to say that for the first time in UBC's history, our mock trial team is advancing to the national championship tournament later this month. Out of those 650 teams who started the playoffs, there are only 48 left, and UBC is one of those 48 teams that will be competing for a national championship. So it was a relief to be able to decide on a career path that I was going to law school. But I had to stop trying to learn inside or outside the classroom. Key to that is the internships I've been able to complete while a student. I've worked in a personal injury law firm where I wrote settlement demand letters to insurance companies. I worked in the state's attorney's office where I got to sit at counsel table during trials. And last spring I interned in the chambers of the Honorable Monty Keith Spur, who was a circuit court judge right here in Baltimore City, and a very, very proud UBC alum. I was also fortunate, thanks to the Community Scholars Program, to study abroad in the fall of 2015 in the city of Newcastle in the United Kingdom. I did my best to take as much of the local culture as possible, and joining the debating society, hiking through the countryside, and even playing in 2 different English football leagues. One thing that people said to me before I left was that, well, they speak English, it's going to be easy for you. Well, what they didn't realize, what I found out, is that they don't speak English in Newcastle. They speak Jordan, which is a regional dialect. So when I got off the plane, and I got to my housing, people were talking to me. I didn't understand a word they were saying. Which was not expected. But I made it through that, and I'm better for it. Because my communication skills have grown, and I'm able to deal with situations that are unfamiliar and uncomfortable much more easily.
See, I'm going to interrupt them for 1 quick second, folks. First of all, does he look like an attorney or what? Does he have that attorney look? I promise you, he's not dressed the part, he ain't really the part. I do notice that some people are getting up and getting ready to move to the next session. Can we please ask that you remain in your seat? We'll be adjusting our schedule accordingly, and we will not be able to get into those sessions because we will keep the doors locked, but I want to make sure that you're all able to hear all the comments by our students. So if you can just please remain in your seat, we actually have a very orderly dismissal process that will help you get to the next session. So sorry to interrupt the attorney because I will never, I guess I'm supposed to, what would you do in court to do? I should have objected, when Dylan was commenting, I just took over as judge and did what I wanted to do. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, future attorney Dylan.
Thank you. So all of that said, I remembered what I wanted to do when I first got to UBC. For nearly 4 years, I've been learning as much as I can, but I've also been trying to touch the lives of many of my fellow students as possible. That's why I served on the executive boards of student organizations, and it's why I'm in my 3rd year as a career advisor at UBC's Career Center. tremendous honor to be working with and helping my fellow students. And I'll say this too, you heard Dr. Rabowski talk about students graduating and not having to move back in with their parents. Coming to the Career Center and getting the help there is a big part of not having to move back in with your parents. This year, I've been excited to be involved in one of UBC's proudest traditions. That's undergraduate research. This year, I've been the Arts, Humanities, and Social Science editor for UBC's Journal of Undergraduate Research, UBC Review. And that's 10 or so articles published every year, all written by UBC undergraduates who've done their very own research. I've also done some research of my own. Last fall, I wrote a 40-page paper exploring the intended overdraft, which is Maryland's chief tax official at the end of the Revolutionary War. I'm honored. I'm very excited to say that the History Department is awarding that its Best Essay of the Year award, and I'm presenting that at ERCAT this month. If you haven't heard of ERCAT, it is as Undergraduate Research Achievement Day, and that is the marquee event on UBC's campus for undergraduate research. Hundreds of students get to present their research that they've done themselves for the whole campus community. So you're probably guessing that I don't get a lot of sleep, and you're right. But I do all of this because I love UBC and the people that bring it to life. It's hard for me to put into words the personal transformation I've experienced while being a student here. But I owe it to the people I've met and the experiences that I've had as a recruiter. I'll finish by telling you what I love most about UBC. We're serious. We're serious about learning, about researching the things we're passionate about, and about making and achieving big plans. We're a welcoming, supportive community that takes learning and serving others seriously. Campus always has this energy around it. Someone doing something exciting, and something they're passionate about. I wanted to go to school in a place where people were focused on doing important things and taking their education seriously. I found that in UBC, and I've never regretted for a minute becoming a recruiter. Welcome to UBC.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Brandon Enriquez, and I am a senior double majoring in math and economics. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I graduated from Central Adventist Academy, a small parochial school. My graduating class had 37 people in it. The high school only had 150 students. Everyone knew everyone. So when I came to UMBC, I was understandably frightened. As a quiet introvert, I figured I would not befriend anyone. As a 16-year-old, I worried that I would slip through the cracks, that I would become invisible, young freshman to all those around me. After all, I was transitioning from a family of 150 to a world of 11,000 strangers. I did not anticipate how quickly those 11,000 strangers would become my family. Here at UMBC, no student who seeks to be involved on campus will be denied an opportunity. I got involved with the UMBC College Democrats, and I'm now Vice President of that club. There are opportunities for everyone, but you have to put yourself out there. I learned very quickly that UMBC supports its innovative and risk-taking students. To illustrate, I currently serve as the University System of Maryland's Student Regent. The Student Regent is a gubernatorial appointee that serves 1 year as a full voting member of the Board of Regents, the top policy-making body for the university system. Applying for this position represented a big step forward, and pursuing a gubernatorial appointment is not something I probably would have thought possible. I was able to obtain this position in part through the support from the Honors College and student life. More importantly, UMBC supports its ambitious students in their career progression. I came into college as an economics major with the expectation that I would go to law school and become a politician. I didn't know much about economics, but I knew that Bill Clinton, one of my favorite presidents, was the economics major at Georgetown. So I thought it was a good major to choose. But when I took a first-year seminar on the economics of American poverty, my career plans changed. I fell in love with economics and wanted to get a PhD that path before. Support from the economics and math departments, my House Scholars Program, and the Honors College made all the difference. They advised me about picking courses and connected me with professors on and off campus I should know to be successful. They connected me with Dr. Christopher, a mathematical economist in our department, and I'm doing a research project with her on reducing inequality among UMBC students. I'm looking at whether students' academic performance is affected by their employment. While our results are forthcoming, we expect that students who work many hours will have less time to study and therefore worse academic outcomes. I was also made aware of several internships to apply to by professors. These turned into promising opportunities. 2 summers ago, I did summer research at Harvard. I looked at the impact of limiting post-secondary remediation to 2-year community colleges on enrollment and first and second year retention patterns by race and class. Preliminary results suggest that the limiting of such remediation has a negative effect on student enrollment. And last summer, I conducted research at MIT with their school effectiveness and inequality initiative. They're running a randomized experiment in Nebraska, assigning college financial aid to students before they apply, and seeing whether doing so affects student enrollment patterns. I was also supported as I competed for prestigious scholarships. I was selected as a finalist for the Rhodes and Marshall Scholarships, 2 of the most prestigious scholarships in the world for graduating students, which would have sent me to earn Masters in Economics at Oxford and the London School of Economics. Throughout that process, I had multiple advisors dedicate over 20 hours of their time, helping prepare my application and finding my entry skills. I would not have performed so competitively without their support. These experiences at UMBC, multiple research internships, online research, finalist for Rhodes and Marshall, and student region, have led to a fortunate set of graduate school plans for me. I applied to 13 economics programs and was accepted to all of them with full funding. The schools I was accepted to. My acceptances include MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, Columbia, Yale, and among others. My decision yesterday, I committed to MIT for my PhD. Here's the bottom line. You all are very special people. You've done great things, and that's why you're here. But as you're leaving your university and entering the workforce for graduate study, there are many smart and ambitious students that you'll compete against. Your advantage comes through the support that you receive. You must wisely pair your talents and contributions with the support your university gives you in order to establish a competitive edge that will propel you past the thousands of other talented students out there. UMBC provides that support. UMBC is what you make it to be. College is a time to try new things, take new risks, and push yourself to be a better person. And if you do that, UMBC will support you every step of the way. But it starts with you. Who will you be? Will you put yourself out there? Thank you.
I often like to say it is an honor to be oversee admissions at UMBC, and now you see why. Give it another big round of applause. Think about this for a moment, folks. What you just heard, we have a woman engineer going off the Ford. We have an artist that we are all going to say when we see her on TV, we knew her when. We have a student who was 16 years old when he started at UMBC, is now going to MIT, and a lawyer who already looks the part. How impressive is that? The other part that I would like to say is a dear friend and colleague on the Bible campus, Dr. Nancy Young, VP for Student Affairs. And the word she likes to use is the and. UMBC is about the and. So I hope this morning, as we started off our program, you can appreciate the and that you're going to experience. And what I mean by that is you've seen the campus life, the campus activities there, what it means to be a student engaged on the UMBC campus. And you know what it means to be a scholar, a leader, and to have the opportunities that lie ahead of you. So we hope that you will continue to take advantage of the rest of the day to learn more about us. So I want to share with you some details that will help you as you move throughout the program. We do have a new student book selection for all new students on campus. You'll be doing that fall reading. This year's book is Half the Sky by Nicholas Kristof and Cheryl Rugon. You can pick that up in the bookstore today for a 30% discount, so we can jump start on that. With the exception of our 11-15 tours, all the others will be called from the University Center Plaza. And we have current UMBC students, staff, directly throughout the campus. The Office of Undergraduate Admissions, Orientation, Financial Aid Scholarships will be open until 3 p.m. And you'll also find representatives from Student Business Services and other offices throughout the campus. You can pick up your campus card today. You can also go to our men's lacrosse game today against Albany. We're 2-0 in conference play right now. Women's softball is taking on Stony Brook. That is free admission with your campus name tag. Also, you can go to Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, those are open, dining hall. We want you to get the flavor of the UMBC campus. So with that, we hope you enjoy the day. And at this point in time, we're going to dismiss the platform and have my colleague, Dr. Josh Lubin, Associate Director, give you some housekeeping details that will get you to the next session. Josh.